Hi, I'm Nick from Tabletop Duo, and today you will learn how to play Uno Remix. Let's start with the setup. Write each player's name on the score sheet at the back of the instructions booklet. Count how many players are playing, then remove the exact number of cards as there are players from the front of the remix card deck and place them face up in the center of play. Keep the remainder of the remix deck in the box for the moment. Each player should take one card and write down as follows. If you got one of these cards, write your name on it, and if you got these cards, add the name of an opponent. Shuffle these cards with the regular Uno cards and deal 7 cards to each player. Place them face down to form the draw pile. Flip the top card of the draw pile and place it face up to form the discard pile. If the card is an action card, ignore it and flip over the next card. And now you're ready to learn how to play. The object of the game is to get rid of all cards in your hands and win the most stickers at the end of multiple rounds. The deck of cards will change as you customize it with the remix cards. The player to the left of the dealer goes first, and then play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, you must match a card from your hand to the card on top of the discard pile, either by number, color, or symbol. If a player does not have a card that matches the one on the discard pile, they must take a card from the draw pile. If the card you picked can be played, you are free to put it down on the same turn. Then, play moves to the next player. Now let's go through the action cards. If a skip card is played, the next player loses their turn. When you play a reverse card, the direction of play is reversed. For example, if order of play was moving clockwise, it now moves counterclockwise and vice versa. The plus card makes the next player draw as many cards as tally marks shown on this card and their turn is skipped. We'll see how to add tally marks later. Skip, reverse, and plus cards can be played on a matching color or symbol. The wild card matches any card that is on the discard pile, and when played, the player who played it gets to choose the color that continues play. Now let's go through the remix cards. Wild plus name card plays like its action card version. However, the person whose name is on it gets to choose the new color. When skip to card is played, play skips directly to the player whose name is on the card. When the giving card is drawn, give it to the player whose name is on it. The shield can be played on a matching color or symbol or used to block a penalty card, like the plus, draw 2 or wild draw 4 card. However, that is only true if the card has your name on it. Otherwise, you may only block those cards if they have the same color as your shield card. This card cannot be blocked by another shield card. When an add a mark card is played, find any plus cards in the deck and add one additional tally mark to it, put it back and shuffle the deck. Then take the add a mark card and tear it down. Crazy, huh? This is how it works on Uno Remix. Draw 2 plus name card can be played on a matching color or another draw 2 card. If the card has a name on it, that player must draw 2 cards. Later, you can add another name to it, and if there are 2 names on the card, the player who laid down the cards get to choose which of the 2 names must draw 2 cards. Note that if the player who has to draw is not the next player in order, play still resumes with the next player in the current order. If you draw a name to draw 2 or draw 4 card, find any draw 2 or draw 4 card and add a second name to it and shuffle it back. Then take the draw a name card and tear it. A wild draw 4 card can be played on any color and works like the original Uno rules, but the player who gets to draw 4 cards is chosen among the names of the players written in it. The moment a player has 1 card in their hand, they must yell Uno to alert other players. If they don't yell Uno and they're caught before the next player begins their turn, they must draw 2 cards. The first player to get rid of all of their cards wins. When that happens, place the lowest numbered sticker on the score sheet next to the winner's name. When you start another round, repeat the setup steps, picking new remix cards from the front of the deck, adding the players' names and shuffling them into the main deck. Play more rounds until there are only enough never shuffled remix cards in the box for 1 more round. When that final round ends, count the stickers. The player with the most stickers win. If there is a tie, the player with the highest number on their final sticker is the champion. Place the champion sticker next to the winner and the jester one next to the player's name with the fewest stickers. Once you play the last round, the deck is now frozen in time. You can continue to play with this customized deck without adding new cards. And that's how you play Uno Remix. If you like Uno, check these other Uno games on screen. Uno has a lot of fun variations. Thanks for watching and see you next time.